Hello children, I hope you are all doing very well and you have written the exams good also, I hope so. And last class, I think we have completed the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare. Today we are going to see a new chapter, that is biotechnology. In biotechnology, chapter 11, we are going to deal biotechnology principles and processes. A very like beginning, I will say the steps involved in this that we'll see today. Okay, before we start, I will just say the definition. Biotechnology is what? It deals with what? Okay, biotechnology deals with techniques of using live organisms and their enzymes to make desirable products which are useful to humans. Okay, I mean isolating a gene of interest and making desirable products, useful products which are useful for mankind. Since this for example, in vitro fertilization, which you have already studied, that leading to a test tube baby. In vitro means, I said, it's not the natural environment outside the body, in the laboratory test tube. These are the examples. Or synthesizing a gene, a desirable gene, having a desirable qualities and using it, developing a DNA vaccine, or correcting a defective gene, or these are all part of biotechnology. That is what biotechnology. And this European Federation of Biotechnology has given a definition for biotechnology, and it encompasses both traditional and modern biotechnology. And the definition is the integration of natural science and organisms, cells, other things for making desirable products which will serve mankind. That is what the definition given by the European Federation of Biotechnology. And today we'll see about the principles of biotechnology. That is principles of biotechnology. It has got two core techniques. That is what the principles of biotechnology. Biotechnology, that is making the DNA, altering the gene DNA, all this biotechnology. And we'll see the principles of biotechnology. It has got two core techniques. First one is genetic engineering, that is techniques to alter the chemistry of the genetic material, either DNA or RNA, the desirable gene from either DNA or RNA, and to introduce them into the host organism and just change the phenotype of the host organism so that it can make multiple copies of the desirable gene. That is what the first thing. The second thing is bioprocess engineering, that is what kind of environment, maintenance of sterile, that is free from contamination. That is very, very important in biotechnology. Maintenance of sterile environment, that is no contamination free, and to enable the growth of only the desired microorganisms in large quantities for the manufacture of biotechnological products such as antibiotics. It can be anything, gene of interest which will be having desirable qualities, antibiotics, vaccines, enzymes, etc. And today we'll see about the steps involved in biotechnology. The steps involved in your book, it's given about but first of all, today I will just explain the steps involved in biotechnology so that you will know the basics of biotechnology, and then we'll see the other things involved in biotechnology. See this one, you can see a bacterial cell. I will explain now, then in detail we'll see later on. All the bacterial cell along with the normal DNA, the bacterial cells will be having a extra chromosomal circular DNA like this, which are known as plasmids, and they play a significant role in producing a recombinant DNA. These are the plasmids. All the bacterial cells will be having, in addition to the normal DNA, extra chromosomal circular DNA, which are known as the plasmids. Okay, so we'll see the today the steps involved in recombinant DNA technology. Okay, so this you make a note in your notebook. Okay, this is very very important. This is otherwise known as gene cloning or molecular cloning. See, you can see a bacterium, that is what here also I showed the picture. Okay, same bacterium which is having the bacterial chromosome along with the plasmid. Okay, this is known as, it is going to act as a vector. You know what is a vector? Vector is nothing but they carry something else. They carry a certain thing. Okay, like for example mosquito, we say mosquito vector. Why they are said to be vector? They carry the pathogen and they inject into the human body. Here they act as vector. They carry the desirable gene, not the pathogen and all. They act as a vector. Plasmids act as vector. These are the vector DNA, and this is the foreign DNA or the alien DNA. See, this is bacterium, normal bacterial chromosome or the DNA, and the plasmid. This cell containing gene of interest, normal cell, any cell, DNA is a part of the chromosome. You know, chromosome contains the DNA gene of interest. Then whatever, see, isolation of this plasmid and isolation of undesirable gene. From this DNA, whatever gene of interest, desirable gene is isolated. Both this plasmid and the gene of interest, whatever it is isolated. And you want to join, I already said these plasmids act as a vector. Plasmids are nothing but extra chromosomal circular DNA present in all the bacterial cell. Okay, that this plays only a significant role in producing a recombinant DNA. So this gene of interest is joined with the plasmid. Okay, like this. Once the plasmid has got the gene of interest here, which I have shown. This is what the recombinant DNA or the plasmid carrying the desirable gene or gene of interest, recombinant DNA. So what happens here, this recombinant DNA, once it is, see here actually how they have taken it, you have to cut, okay, this one and this one, and how it is joined and all. We can say the tools involved in recombinant DNA technology, tools and all will see in the later class. Like tools means enzymes, some of the enzymes present in the bacterial cell are used for cutting the desirable gene and joining also. These are some enzymes present in the bacterial cell which are useful for all these techniques. We'll see in the later classes how it is useful cutting. This is what the steps. First you know the basics, then you will understand the other things later on. Then this plasmid is put into the bacterial cell or the host cell to make more copies of the desirable gene. Okay, the plasmid has got the desirable gene. It's put into the host cell or the bacterial cell. They will be having the normal chromosome or the DNA along with this recombinant DNA. What happens here? Recombinant DNA will make cells cloned with gene of interest. Multiple copies of this recombinant DNA will be produced, gene of interest, copies of gene of interest. And for particular this desirable gene can be anything. In this I have just this gene encoding pest resistant. So gene for pest resistant is cloned, made more multiple copies. So gene for pest resistant is isolated from these cells and they are inserted into the plants. You know very well, pest resistant. So if a plant has got the gene for pest resistant, it will not be affected by the pest. Like this, so many other favorable desirable products are produced. This is just an example. Like that, so many desirable genes are produced in large numbers and are introduced into the respective organisms, into plant cell or animal cell, so that it will show the favorable qualities. For example, in plants it will become pest resistant and it will be more useful for the farmers. See, then one more thing you have to know is here actually this piece of DNA, see, will not be able to multiply itself in the progeny cell. Like this, separately it cannot. Okay, it has to be a part of the, see, it has to be integrated into the genome of the recipient like this. It has to be joined like this, then it has to be introduced into the host cell, or it be inherited along with the host DNA. Okay, then it can make multiple copies. This is because this alien, I said already, this is a foreign DNA. This alien piece of DNA has become a part of the chromosome, which has the ability to replicate and make more copies, replicate, identical. That is what clones. Okay, so this alien or foreign DNA has become a part of the chromosome, which has the ability to replicate. In a chromosome, there is a specific DNA sequence called the origin of replication, and that is responsible for initiating replication. So when an alien DNA is linked with this origin of replication, it can replicate and multiply itself in the host organism to make more copies. So naturally, the chromosome will be having a special or specific DNA sequence called the origin of replication. So when an alien piece of DNA is say, I will show this. This you can. This is one cloning vector. We'll see later. Book it's given. This you will see later on. This is what I said. No, extra chromosomal circular DNA plasmid. So you can see this origin of replication. This only they have just joined the alien DNA. So it has become a part of the chromosome. This has a special DNA sequence which is known as the specific DNA sequence known as the origin of replication. So when the alien DNA is linked to this, it can replicate. The replication starts. Okay, once it has linked with this origin of replication, the replication starts and it can replicate and multiply itself like this, more copies of genes. And this is a gene which is responsible for pest resistance. So it can be introduced into the plants. Like this is the basic biotechnology principle, technology involved in principles involved in biotechnology. This is a basic thing. So once you come to know this, the other things and all, you will when I say, you will be able to understand. I said no, for cutting this and joining and all, you have special enzymes which are present in all the bacterial cells. And then about the plasmids, when it was what about the first plasmid, from where they isolated, all these things we'll see in the next class. I think this I made it clear. So you please take down this in your notebook and kindly go through the other things which I said earlier. And your microbes and human welfare, I have completed the lesson. So you please complete the exercises given at the back in your classwork. Completed. Okay children, thank you, have a great day.